quietly and follow along. At any point, click the pause button to catch up or take a break. Hi, in this video, we're going to be making an awesome bird in a bird nest. To start out, I'm going to be using a variety of crayons because crayons have a really great texture. You can use pretty much any colors. I would definitely start with a base color of brown. For the purpose of this video, I have 2 different shades of brown. Take your 9 by 12 inch construction paper, turn it into landscape mode, and with our crayon, I'm going to put a dot in the center. That's going to help me be consistent in my circles and make sure that I'm staying on the paper as I'm drawing with my crayons. So with a crayon, we're going to start just by swirling from that dot and making nice, consistent, relaxing circles. We are not scribbling, we're just working in a circular motion. Okay? And as I fill in that space and the gaps between my lines, I'm getting bigger with my circles. Okay? You can always go back towards the center if you'd like to fill in, or you can go around and change the shape or direction. Changing the direction will help you get more of a consistent shape or circle. Okay? You do not need to go all the way to the edge of the paper. The goal is to keep control and stay on your paper. Okay? Now, I'm not going to go and fill in every little space. I think it gives really good variety and dimension. So now I can change my color. I'm going to go to a different shade of brown and repeat the process. I'm going to start in the center and work my way out. Now, depending what colors you want, you might want more of one color than another. So I'm going to now switch to my yellow. I'm sorry, this is white, but you could add yellow. Lighter colors like yellow and white really start to add dimension. I'm going to add a little bit of gray this time so I can get some shadowing in there. Again, keep maintaining control with your crayon. And just for fun, now birds pick up all different things they put in their nest. I'm going to add some blue just to really, give some dimension of the sky and bring in different hues. Depending on the color you make your bird, you might want to add some of those colors too. And lastly, I'm going to add, you can add different shades of green, but green is really great because birds are outside and they love to build in trees. So that green really gives that naturey feel to it. As you wish, you can always go back and add other colors. I'm just going back in with brown to make sure some of my layers of color have brown over them. All right, now we have our nest built. You can add some, sticks or rougher areas. I'm drawing some lines to show where the sticks kind of come out and maybe mesh. And by doing this, I'm like playing a violin with my hands, going back and forth, loosely just letting kind of the feeling of it take me where I want to add those lines. Okay. I'm just going to do it with the brown crayon because I like my brown crayon for the nest. Okay. Now we're going to move on to our 4.5 inch by 6 inch sheet of construction paper. This is going to be for the body of the bird. Okay. I'm going to put my nest kind of off to the side. And we're going to place this in landscape mode using a pencil. I'm using a pen so you can see it for the purpose of the video really clearly, but you're going to want to use a pencil so you can erase. We're going to draw a big half circle, so that's a half a circle, from the top left corner, placing my pencil, swooping down and back up again to the right to form my bird. Try to get all the way down to the bottom edge of the paper so that way you can have a nice big bird. Okay, take your scissors and cut on that line. Great. I'm going to be putting this in my scrap bin. Now, to hide my pencil lines, I like to flip it over. That way it always looks nice and fresh. Okay? Now we can use scrap paper to form other parts of the bird's body. We're going to be starting with a triangle for the beak. For this video, I'm going to be making a beak out of orange scrap paper. To do this, I am going to draw a triangle. Okay? Remember, a triangle has 3 sides. I'm going to use one side next to the edge of my paper, draw out, and connect the other point, just like that. You can use your scissors, once again, cut it out on your lines. I like to flip it over again so that way you can't see my pencil marks. And then we're going to glue that to our bird. Glue on my beak. Now I'm just doing it on the side where it's going to be touching my yellow paper. And I'll put it down just like this. Okay? Give it a little massage to make sure it stays in place. Don't forget to clap your glue stick, even though we'll be coming back to that. Okay? Alright, now we're going to use scrap paper to form other parts of the bird's body. So we did the beak, and now we're going to use scrap paper. In this case, I have this really kind of cool teal piece. I'm gonna rip this off. We're going to be forming the wing and the tail feather. Okay. So, coming back to my pencil, for the wing, we're going to create another half circle. So, I'm going to use the bottom edge of my paper and just make a big up, around, and down. Cut it out and glue it onto your bird as you wish. You can adjust the shape if you want it more pointy or however you want that wing to look for your bird. This is actually kind of looking more like a chicken. I like it a lot. All right, adding my glue. Now I added glue to the side that has the pencil marks so I can flip it over and you won't see it. And massage down. Cover your glue stick. Let's go back to that tail feather now. For the tail feather, I am simply just going to create a triangle like we did the beak. So I'm using the edge of my paper, coming out and straight back to the edge. That's it. And cut out your triangle. Now when we attach the triangle, there is really no particular direction it needs to go, but as an artist, you can play with the shape and see which way you like it better. Okay? Ooh, I really like it like this because it looks like the tail feather is coming out. So I am going to add a little glue right here. Bless me. So I'm going to add a little glue right here. This will be a small dot. I'm going to add the glue on top of the triangle this time so that way it can go under my bird's body. Okay? You can add it however you want, but I like how the dimension of the bird kind of comes that way. All right, and now we can take our bird and put it on our nest and see how it's looking. Oh, I really like it. You can place the bird anywhere on your paper. Like some people might like it more in the center. Others might like it off to the side. I'm just gonna put it on top. I'm not gonna glue it yet because we're still making pieces to our artwork. And as an artist, it's really great, boys and girls, when you get all your pieces before you glue them on in case you might want to change your mind. So, put your bird on your nest and slide it over there. We're going to go to making eggs. For eggs, I just have basic scrap computer paper, and an egg shape is like an oval, okay? So an oval is a elongated circle. Now eggs have one side that's a little bit shorter, a little bit bigger on the bottom, kind of like a booty, okay? So I'm going to make 3 eggs or oval shapes. Remember, your eggs don't have to be consistent and all the same in size. Some eggs naturally might be bigger than others. So here I'm going to cut out, and you can place your eggs right in front of you or on your nest to start to see how it will look. As I'm placing them down, I am turning the pencil line side down, so to be sure I glue it that way, where I can see how it looks without the pencil lines when it's nice and clean. And there are my eggs. All right, so we can come back to our picture and place them in the nest where you like. Now, I personally love this inside swirl. I think it really adds to the movement of the piece. So I'm gonna be sure I place my bird kind of off of that, and maybe my eggs kind of off of that as well. Now is the time where you can take your glue stick and glue your bird and your eggs down. Okay? I'm gonna start with my eggs since they are the smaller pieces, a little easier. When gluing my egg, I just do small circular motions, nothing too crazy with the glue, y'all. It's just an egg. It doesn't need, it's not gonna really fly anywhere. It's gonna be in a nest, so. And you can even overlap some of your eggs, I'm just gonna put mine kind of like this. Now your bird, when you are gluing on your bird, you need to be aware of, what part of the edges are hanging off of the paper so you don't get icky glues all over your table surface. It's more for you to clean up. Work smarter, not harder, my artist. So I'm gonna do a big circle of glue in the center of my bird because I know that body of the bird is gonna be on the paper. Now I can place my bird on my paper, press it down, and now is a really good time to just kind of check to make sure things are sticking. And I know I don't have any glue here, so I can apply glue then to the paper or the bird where it's going to be, without worrying about getting glue on the table. And I can do that for my bird booty as well. Those of you that are good listeners, yes, I said the word booty. Good job listening. All right. Now, the last thing we're gonna create for our bird nest collage is leaves. Leaves are very important, especially around the edge, and we're gonna be adding green paper to give it more dimension, to make it look like it's an actual piece. And instead of just drawing them on, it looks like it's actually going over the nest and things. So I'm bringing over a sheet of green paper and I'm going to show you how to draw a leaf. A leaf is pretty simple shape. It's like an oval, which you've already mastered, but all it is a curved edge and a curved edge coming the other way and connecting. Makes it a little bit more on the pointy side. I'm going to do 5 leaves, okay? You can use different shades of green for this. You can even take your crayon and color on the leaves to give them different dimensions. I'm gonna do that as well, okay? So I'm just going lightly. You can add that center line up the leaf. You can add different, textures. I'm going around the edge a little bit just to give it some cool dimension that way. Again, you can use a different colored crayon if you want it to have more contrast, more to make it more noticeable or different shades of green than what I'm doing. Okay, now you can cut them out. Ooh, I really like how those leaves look on that bird nest, guys and girls. We're doing so good. All right, let's bring our bird back. You can always make more leaves as you see fit. I'm just gonna kind of play again with the arrangement of it. Now you kind of want to group your leaves a little bit, have a little branch, a little cluster, ain't a bad thing. Maybe in the corners, maybe around some edges like this. Okay, once you have your leaves in a spot you like, you can glue them on. Okay, so the last part of our time together making this project is about the detail. I always say the details for last, just because you never quite know what you're gonna add. Now, birds pick up all different things to make their nests. And a little bit of story time here, folks. When I was a kid, I had 2 Siberian Huskies that shedded a lot. And one of my favorite things to see was their hair being repurposed for like a cushion in a bird nest. And oh my gosh, it's like the best thing ever. What a mattress. The hair is just so fluffy. So that was always really cool. You can show that in your bird nest. So I can add a little bit of my dog's hair, you know, if you want to take papers. Other things that you can add that's unique to me personally is my horse's hair. I'm going to be using my pencil for that because it was so fine. We had about 4 to 5 different horses as I was growing up, and I loved seeing it in the bird nest. Every bird used it differently, and some of them used it more as like a binder, some of them used it more, like I said, as cushion, but I could tell what horse it was based on the hair, and it was so cool. So I'm going to add that in my nest. You don't have to, that's something unique to me. And then lastly, but I don't want to talk about this much, was my brother's ginger hair. Every summer when he got a haircut, we could easily spot it in the nest. So I'm going to add little bits of my brother's hair. I always thought that was really fun. He would get his buzz cut. So, and my mom always said, let it go to the birds. It gets repurposed, and it is a beautiful thing. Adding to the details of your bird, you can add an eye, whatever you want. You can add different feathers. Okay. I'm going to add some feather tails, lines, whatever you want to make your bird unique to you. Thank you for joining me today. Be sure to put the cap on the glue stick, artists, and have a great day. Bye!